Normally, actors love their job, and those who love their job are usually very lucky. However, sometimes actors play roles so intense that they have sometimes jeopardized their mental health. Today, we're going to look at the top 10 actors who almost went crazy playing a character. Linda Blair, The Exorcist. At just 13 years old, Linda Blair introduced herself to viewers as Regan McNee in what is rated as the best horror movie of all time, The Exorcist. It was a real shock to the world, as it was the first movie to deal with horror and religious themes, in addition to all the strange events that surrounded the movie. Whenever they had the chance, journalists would ask questions about God and the devil or heaven and hell to the young actress, for which she had no answers. Linda claims that when the movie premiered, she needed psychological treatment as she received death threats, to such an extent that Warner Brothers company had to provide her with security in her house. Janet Leigh Psycho. After the legendary film Psycho, Janet Leigh became a victim of her role, and she never showered peacefully again. The shower scene from this movie is one of the most famous in cinema, and it created such trauma for the actress that she confessed she only showered by closing the window and locking the door from the inside. Somehow, however, even so, she has not been able to enjoy the pleasurable moment of showering again. And she declared that she does it as quickly as possible and without taking her eyes off the door. 5. Bob Hoskins, who tricked Roger Rabbit, as he himself declared, "The role of Private Detective Eddie Valiant is the hardest role he has ever played in his life." The legendary actor had to play the comic hero for over 8 months of filming, because Disney's animated images were drawn directly onto the recording tape. When the shooting ended, Bob confessed that he felt and saw that the cartoons were haunting him, and he finally had to see a psychologist and was there for months. Receiving therapy. Johnny Depp, Panic and Madness in Las Vegas, the crazy dreamer and ruleless writer. Hunter Thompson was portrayed by Johnny Depp, and for that, the actor immersed himself in an old and harmful atmosphere. In the world of journalism, Johnny Depp lived for a few weeks as if he were the real Thompson. He used the writer's old clothes for that purpose, and he would get up at 8 or 9 in the evening and wouldn't go to sleep until 5 in the afternoon the next day. When the shooting ended, the actor admitted that his character had become like a virus that was affecting his head, but that it was affecting him happily. 5. Val Kilmer, The Doors. For a full year, Val Kilmer wore Jim Morrison's clothes and watched nothing but videos of his concerts. With the intention of imitating the mimicry and movements of the rock icon, the actor spent his days listening to music from the band, The Doors. This led him to learn all the songs and to become almost an exact copy of the famous musician. Years later, the actor confessed that he needed help to get the character out of his mind, as there were times when he couldn't tell if his real life was that of Val Kilmer or the character he portrayed. 4. Heath Ledger, Batman, The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger was a perfectionist, and that led him to be a true victim of his character. While preparing for the role of the Joker in the Batman movie The Dark Knight, the actor, he created the Joker's diary, and in it reflected the multifaceted character of the role he had to play. Jane Nicholson, who previously played the Joker, he called him to warn him that it's a character that draws you into its world and really makes you suffer. And so it did. The actor's mind. He immersed himself so much in the world of the Joker that he spent several weeks without leaving a room, creating such an obsession that it prevented him from disconnecting from unreality. In order to rest, the actor started taking tranquilizers that he mixed with sleeping pills and painkillers, which ultimately cost him. his life. Vera Farmiga, The Conjuring. Horror movies often bring with them some events that happen to the actors, and The Conjuring, of course, was no exception. Vera Farmiga claims that she received 2 warnings from what she believes were supernatural forces. The first was 3 scratches she saw on her laptop while talking on the phone with her director about the role in the movie. And the second were 3 more scratches, identical to the ones she saw on her computer. But this time she saw them on her own skin, one day when she was returning home after filming the movie. She said she's sure they were warnings from spirits and that from that moment on, she just wanted the filming to end. Or would she go crazy? 3. Shelley Duvall, The Shining. The magnificent Stanley Kubrick is known for always squeezing the emotions out of his actors, using dangerous methods and pushing them to the limit. Shelley Duvall felt all that heaviness from the director and spent almost 12 hours a day crying. And to make her feel even worse, she had to tolerate the entire team treating her with indifference to assume her in total emotional exhaustion. Finally, Shelley didn't handle these techniques very well, which led to several nerve problems, hair loss, and subsequent depression, which she tried to cure. With alcohol. Adrien Brody, the pianist. Although he had already participated in more than 20 films, the painful experience of The Pianist was a real revelation and rebirth for the actor. To prepare for his role, Adrien, he refused to use his car, his huge house, and also stopped having contact with his loved ones. However, this was not enough for him to feel his role, and he decided to stop eating. This was created in the actor such desperation that, along with the drama of his character and the movie, led him into a deep depression from which it took months to recover. The actor confessed that making this movie made him feel like another victim of the Nazi Holocaust. 1. Anne Hathaway, Les Miserables. Her tragic role in the movie Les Miserables has been the most serious challenge throughout her glorious career. The role required her to cut her long hair and lose 10 to 15 kilos in just 20 days. However, what she took the worst was that the victims in the movie really affected her mental health.